Hey everyone, wanted to do another quick video. Today I want to cover the gear deal. This is a resource that I'm actually very happy with. It's a tool I created for myself to help understand it. If I'm looking at something on Facebook and I see it and I look at it and it seems like it's a good deal, but I'm not 100%. I never can tell when I'm getting a good deal. So I created this tool based off of how sites like MPB they they do an evaluation, and you can do the same evaluation on your own. I just put it into a spreadsheet so it's easier for me to use. If we scroll down, you'll see it here. Real quick, it does have instructions at the top. It will tell you how to use this if you don't have this video handy. I've got this one already filled out based off of a item that I found in Facebook Marketplace. We'll go back to that in just a second. The one thing that I do want to bring up real quick is I'm a strong proponent for using previously owned gear. I understand that people have a lot of budgetary concerns, especially after the uh, global supply chain fiasco that was COVID, and lots of job loss and people losing homes. Uh, People love doing photography, but money right now is a very serious concern. A lot of people um, don't have the means or capacity to spend $1,000 or $6,000 on a just the body for a camera. So buying pre-owned is always going to be my recommendation, as long as you do your homework and you understand what you're purchasing. Now that comes down to the question of, do you go with a professional online retailer of previously owned devices like MPB, or do you go to Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Craigslist, your uncles, friends, neighbors, coworkers? Do you buy it through somebody local, or do you go through a professional retailer? And I'll tell you, it's going to depend on a case by case scenario. Uh, Typically, I'm going to lean towards the professional retailer. They do check out every single device to make sure it's not defective, and you do typically get a warranty of some form. It's not going to be the original manufacturer's warranty, but you can't obviously sell a defective device as something that's working. So they do conduct basic operational checks to make sure what they're selling does in fact function as intended. The numbers that you see here are from that ad, and we're going to get into those really quick. In this scenario, let me just give you an overview of the fields that you'll want to use. The first thing that you need to do is you need to tell the spreadsheet what kind of device you're going to use. In this case, it is going to be a lens. In the market price, this is the price that is being asked on Facebook Marketplace. The sell price is going to reflect, if I own this lens and I was going to sell it to MPB, these are the amounts that I could expect to receive back. If it was heavily used, it'd be $13 from MPB, and if it was like new, it would be $31 from MPB. If I was buying it, on the other hand, again from MPB, in excellent condition, it would be $44, and good condition would be $39. So you'll need 4 prices total to make this spreadsheet work. It's going to be a sell price for the highest ranking that you have, a sell price for the lowest ranking that you have, a buy price for the highest ranking that you have, and a buy price for the lowest ranking that you have. From there, it creates projections, and your next section down is going to be really one of the most important parts of the spreadsheet. If you go through and look at the grade, and this is where we're going to take a look at the item over on Facebook Marketplace. So in the photos, you have to assess the cosmetic wear, the sensor and glass, the buttons and screens, the shutter count. If you're buying a camera body, such as a DSLR, if you're buying a cinema camera, it's going to measure in hours, and that's going to be controlled by this as far as how it's added up. Let's take a look at the grading system real quick down here on the grading tab. It's a 5-point system, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. You'll see MPB and Adorama. I've got both of them here. There's also KEH and B&H, but I've just added these two for now because I have worked with them and I do enjoy working with them. They've always been very good. So right here we've got like new, excellent, good, well used, and heavily used. I do like the way MPB states that. And if you'll notice, there's a lot of subjective understandings here. The descriptions is no scuffs or marks, no scratches. But the basic idea is there's going to be two kind of grades. This is going to be the item where it is damage free. There's no actual damage, but there is going to be little signs of wear or just age. So like new is going to have no signs. Excellent is going to have a little bit of signs, and then good is going to have kind of the expected level of signs. That's kind of the overall 3-point system for the top 3. The second section, it's not truly a second section, but for number 4 and number 5, number 4 is that there is some damage in some way, shape, or form, but it is minimal. It's technically there, but it's not going to cause any problems. It's definitely not going to affect the image, and it's just technically damaged. Maybe a tiny chip on a location, but again, it is going to be not just a slight mark, it's going to be an actual piece of damage. The second, I should say number 5, or well used, or heavily used, is going to be damage that's noticeable, it's present, but it's not going to affect the way that the component operates or the image that's produced. So again, just to recap, as new, a little bit of markings, normal level of markings, but no damage on any of these top 3. This one technically does have a little bit of damage, so maybe it's a little more heavily used than what one would expect for that type of device. And then this last one is going to have damage that's noticeable, but the key thing is it does not affect the performance of the device, and it does not affect the image. If those two things do come into play, it does not qualify for ranking, and that device should not be sold. So let's go back to here. If we take a look at this, we can see that the asking price is $65. The asking price is $65. Originally it was $125. A lot of people throw in a really high number, and then they mark it down to what they think it'll sell. It's just a trick to kind of get the listing boosted. I don't really fault anybody for that. It's just marketing. So if you have a device that is listed at $65, it should be a $65 component. So let's take a look at this and see if it's actually a $65 piece. So this is the 18-55 Canon kit lens that you get with any of your basic DSLRs. The first thing that I want to look at is these contacts. I am not seeing any sort of damage. There is a little bit of discoloration that could be shadows, but there's always going to be a little bit of there. Even on brand new lenses or brand new devices, you're going to see a little bit of scratching and scuffing on these contacts. They do make contact. They do oxidize over time. As long as you can see a nice broad gold colored surface, I wouldn't worry too much about those. Those look good. The glass is going to be hard to see. I do not like that it is in shadow. You can see the light coming in from behind the device. And then the lens here is in shade. it's not being lit. You can't see the curvature, so I do not have a good way to see the actual quality of that glass, and that's very disturbing to me. I don't like that. I do also see slight wear. There's slight discoloration around here. Again, more slight discoloration right here. And then there's going to be scuffing or damage, possibly some sort of residue all the way around. And that's very, very strange. That's kind of concerning. I don't understand what this is. It's not supposed to be there. But overall, not really keen on what I'm seeing. If we look at the next image, again we see light coming in here. This is in shadow, but we can see heavy residue of some kind on that rear, the body cap, the rear lens cap. It's not clean. That's definitely interesting. If we look at the side view, we can see a little bit of residue here and there. That's nothing to worry about. That's more than normal. You're never going to get all that dust out. It's just the nature of it. The things that are concerning to me is I do see a little bit of possibly a chip. Not really sure what that is, but right here you can see there is a nick taken out of there, which means it does have some kind of impact damage, and I can't tell if those are nicks as well or if that's debris. But either way, it's not clean. It's not smooth. I think that's just a particle, some lint or dust. Not really concerned about that one up there, but that one right there, that's impact, and that's a little bit concerning. Looking at the front elements, so what I see here, again, the glass is in shade. I can't get a good read on the glass, so what I have to do is I have to assume that this is going to be mid-range. I can't really see anything, so I mean, it's going to be tough to tell. I do see a weird little thing there. I'm not sure what that is. It might be, again, another nick. I do see another thing right here, which might be a nick. It's not showing any signs of wear on the lettering, which is fine. You should. I've never seen a lens show any sign of wear on the lettering, and if you did, that's kind of concerning. But overall, that might be something. It might not be something. I don't know. Again, over here, it might be something. It might not be something. I'm not too sure. But with the nicks on the side and then the weird residue on the back, I'm kind of in a less optimistic kind of a mindset here. So back on the gear deal spreadsheet, I did want to take a look at the section here for the condition, and this is where you really have to make yourself focus in and understand what we're really looking at. So in this situation, again, it's 1 through 5, none, light, moderate. Those are going to be the markings where there's no damage, and then this is going to be a little bit of damage and substantial damage. But again, none of the damage can be image affecting or affect the way the device operates. So if auto zoom, if you have an autofocus system that's no longer working, that device needs to be repaired before it should be sold. We should not be selling junked out equipment unless it is specifically marked as a repair device. So on this one, I did see significant nicks on the side. I'm also very concerned about that residue that we're seeing on the back. That's very weird. So I did give this one a bit of damage. I did mark it as significant. On the glass, I didn't see anything that was going to be super concerning, but I did see a couple weird blips. Let's go back and take a look at the glass again. Nothing here, but I can't tell. Nothing. And then nothing. It's just there's nothing to go on. I don't have any way to evaluate. So let's change that over to the mid-range, which is going to be faint marks for the glass and sensor. Buttons, again, let's go to the side. we can see the buttons here. The lettering is still in good shape. I don't see anything kind of hidden in the little crunchy objects. No little bits of food or dust. I don't see anything lodged in there. Everything's good with the paint. I don't see any damage to the actual switches. That nick there does concern me, but it's not on the actual switches. So for that one, I did not give it the pristine because it does have that nick above it. So one mark off for that. Shutter count does not apply. Hour count does not apply. So now that we've got the lens type selected, or the device type selected as lens, we've got the price that we saw from Facebook Marketplace. We've got the conditions shown. We need to go get these prices. These prices are accurate. I did get them earlier. So what I'm going to do is just copy this here, 18 to 55 millimeter. And then, quick note, when you do click into and out of fields, or when you copy and paste, it will send you to the top of the page. It's okay. It's just a weird glitch. Click on MPB. This one does take a moment to load. So I want to do, this is going to be the 18 to 55 IS. Bear with me, it takes a moment to load. So what we're seeing here, this might not be the right one. That's the regular IS. Let's look at home. Let's look at this one. That one's not right. Okay. It takes a moment sometimes. 18 to 55 USM. I don't think it's the USM version. And this is kind of a good lesson. You got to hunt around a little bit sometimes. So let's go Canon use lenses. Let's see if we can manually navigate through here. See if we can find it. And I apologize that this does take a minute to load. So let's go filters, price range. I know that these are going to be 99 and under. I just know that. It's just comes with knowing what's going on with lenses. So I'm going to scroll through here. This is the old 28, 28, 35. So let's do a quick Control F and do 18 through 55. This guy right here. Is that it? I think it's this one. Let's double check. This is the 18 to 55. Doesn't say. It just says 18 to 55. Oh, here it is. This is the 3.5 to 5.62 IS2. 3.5 IS2. So this is what we're looking at. In excellent condition, it's $34. In excellent condition, it's $34. So let's wipe these out. Again, it kind of pops up when you do that. So excellent condition is $34. And then let's scroll down until we get to the bottom. All these are in excellent condition. See, you have one here that's faulty. You can get it for $9. This is a repair device. This is going to be like new for 36. Okay, excellent. Like new for 36. Like new 36. And real quick, we are going to take that. And we're going to look at, and we're going to look at the prices here real quick. So next we need to look at our sell or trade. And the way that we do it, we just copy that right into the field, choose the item. We're going to select like new because we need one version that's as high as possible. We'll choose add, and we'll note that it says it does have instant quote available. And then we'll do the exact same thing, and then we're going to choose heavily used, choose add, and then we'll continue to the options here, and this is going to be